Oh.
I love us.
Hi.
Hello.
Hey, there we go. Okay.
Seamless
Sorry.
entrance.
Seamless entrance. We were on time, but my mic was messed up because I forgot we did a live show on Friday. In-person show, not live show. Hello, everybody. Welcome to yet another exciting adventure. If it wasn't a live show, our shit would work on time. Let's be honest.
Oh, my God.
Welcome to yet another exciting adventure with those natural ones. Apologize for my voice a little bit. I'm still recovering from bronchitis. Fun times. Anyway, so if I have to go off screen to cough a couple times, I will do my best to mute the microphone. So, welcome. Thank you all to those who tuned in on Friday for our part 3 of Sky Pirates Precious Cargo. It was a lot of fun, a lot of hijinks, and interesting turns of events that happened on that game. Well, join us on December 1st for what could potentially be the finale of Sky Pirates Precious Cargo. December 1st, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Just 4 episodes. So,
just 4 episodes.
But
for real this time.
The entire team is here. We are all here back together again. So yay. Before we start, Scott, do the thing.
Hi, I'm Scott. I'm here to tell you about Those Natural Ones Patreon account, which is the best way to support the stream. I mean, let's be honest, it's the best. Patreon.com/Those Natural Ones. There are many, many levels to choose from. All named after favorite NPCs on the show who may or may not still be alive. One of those levels, the Amisher level, includes a weekly shout out. So thank you for your continued support, Les Marlat, Don Marlat, and Flora Marlat. Check it out. The many different benefits, from access to our Discord server where we share goofy stuff during the stream, all the way up to advertisement opportunities. And lots of merch in between. Again, that's patreon.com/Those Natural Ones.
Fantastic. And if they're not checking us out on Patreon, where else can they check us out, Emery?
We're on YouTube. We're on Kick, Trovo, Twitch. You can interact with us on X or Twitter if, you're sane.
Reasonable.
Yeah, that word. Threads. Interact with us on platforms like Instagram, Facebook. Our very own cleric has his own. What's the name of the thing?
Tumblr.
Tumblr blog.
Tumblr. That's the one that I promise I'm going to visit it one day.
It still exists.
It's still a real thing. Confirmation. For the audio-only version, find us wherever podcasts are distributed. Like, subscribe, share, tell your friends. Any and all engagement helps us out.
Exactly. Did you say TikTok?
I keep forgetting TikTok.
I didn't think you said TikTok. Sorry, I was.
I feel like that's our bit right now.
Yeah,
you remind me about TikTok.
Because we have the case of the olds.
Exactly. So
we have like a really bad case of the olds.
Got it real bad.
Mad bad.
One final announcement. Next week, I will not be here. I will be on vacation. Sam, did you decide? Are you doing the thing?
I believe we are going to revisit Honey Heist Part 2, the refined edition. So that will be coming. Will there be a golden toilet involved? Maybe. Will that toilet have sentience? Maybe. Will there be bears and criminals? Absolutely. They're the same thing. Get ready.
Fantastic.
All bears are criminals.
All bears are criminals.
Hashtag
in this world. Yes.
It's the same
Hashtag
thing.
all bears.
So
Needs to be a t-shirt. No Smokey's starting the forest fires. It's all him.
So you guys have
should
fun.
Be a Smokey the Bear.
You guys have fun with that. I will definitely check it out when I get back in town. I will not be in a place with great internet connections, so unfortunately, I probably won't see it live. Plus, my wife would kill me.
He's just going to announce on our own cast that he's not going to watch us live.
Because I'm
Hey, everybody, make up for Nick.
You absolutely should. I will watch the rerun once I get back in the country, but my wife would kill me if I sat around and watched you guys while we were sitting on the beach. Sorry.
I respect that. I also didn't do that this summer. So
That's
I
fair.
respect that.
So,
But Vito Calzone.
yeah. So,
Ooh.
Codfather.
I think that is the Godfather. Jesus Christ. I think that's it for the announcements. Sam, tell us what happened last week. Get us all caught up for this craziness.
Hey, am I muted?
You were.
No, I'm not. Okay.
No.
That's fine.
Yeah, 'cause we took our Halloween night off, so it's like 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah. It was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Sorry.
2 weeks ago,
Cliffhanger for 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
we had arrived in Rockreal. We visited the bazaar. We did some shopping, like we are wont to do. After a 2-hour walk from the bazaar, we arrived at Grundle Tractor Manor. We met the dazzling twin butlers of the estate, Chauncey and Jarvis. Calmray, Rhett's mother, met us in her study, hit on Arnynn a bit before leaving to speak to Rhett privately. And we
So embarrassing.
totally just read the books. We learned that Rhett's father was certainly sick, but not with something that the doctors or detect magic could discern. And even via divination, we were left with little information on what had struck him down. We rounded out the session with each of our characters escorted to their own guest rooms with lovely tailored gifts. But unbeknownst to everyone else, Arnynn found Calmray settled in his room. Or at least he thought it was Calmray until it revealed itself to be the Rakshasa as it stabbed him in his unarmored body because he put his fancy clothes on. So, that's exactly where we leave. Perfect.
Nice.
And let's go ahead and pick up right there. Arnynn, you just got one claw right into the gut. With his second attack, he's actually going to attempt to grapple you. So I need you to roll me an athletics check.
Athletics check.
Which I have to figure out how to do with this because my button's not there anymore. Skills? Oh, there it is. Athletics. Ooh, 16. Nice.
Wow. Not my speciality.
So just barely. He goes to grapple you, but you're able to kind of wriggle out a little bit. And I need you to roll initiative for me.
All right.
Where's the initiative roll in this new up?
Utility.
Oh, it's still up there. Okay, cool. Cool. Oh, wow. Those are some fantastic rolls, everybody.
Yeah. Starting off big.
All right, so let's just go ahead and Arnynn.
Okay, so didn't we determine that the door we're next to is a closet? And
Yes,
other
the
one
door
on the
down
south is the
here.
hallway?
The door on the south is the hallway.
Okay. I'm going to need a ruling on how this works.
Okay.
But Arnynn, since the grapple missed, he's going to kind of grab the arm as pulled to the side to get out of the grapple. He's going to take the sun sword hilt off of his belt, put it up against the gut, and say, "Bad kitty." And use my action to activate the sun sword, which should shoot through his gut.
I'm still going to say you're going to have to roll for an attack, but I love the flavor of it. I will give you advantage for the flavor, though.
Nice.
I don't think it's too salty.
$20?
20 will hit, yes.
All right. Let's see. He is a fiend, not an undead.
Correct,
So-
yes.
Oh, a whopping 8.
8 points of damage. Nice. So as you
Bonus action.
As
Is the doors? I closed the door.
you did
didn't I?
close the door, yes.
Okay. I'm going to Misty Step to the door.
To the door. Okay.
Yes. And then with my movement, I'm going to open the door and go in the hallway.
Go for it.
All right. So, Misty's. Where's this? There it is. So right there.
Okay.
And I think I was the last person put into their room. Which way did we come from? The left or the right?
You came from. It's the left on the map. Is where you came from. You came down and you see there's 3 other doors on this hallway, and you remember turning a corner. There was one other bedroom on the before you turned the corner. For those at home who are watching, Fog of War is turned on for everyone, so all they can see is what their players see on the map. You guys get the ability of seeing the entire map.
All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And as he's running, he's gonna scream, Rakshasa!
Okay, I need everyone to make a perception check to see how well you can hear through these very nice thick doors and walls of this place.
Would I get advantage because this is my house and I would know the normal, like.
I mean, does it being your house make you hear better through thick walls?
I think that I would be able to know the difference between I don't know how to explain it, so since I'm not explaining it good enough, let's just say no.
Yeah. I mean, yes, it's your house. However, it's still a very well designed manor, so.
Oh.
So Elric with a 9 is too busy rocking out to Harrison Grundle Tractor's greatest hits. Rhett,
The slow jams.
Butch, yeah.
I rolled a 1. That was a natural 1.
2
Like,
natural ones.
Butch, you don't hear anything going on. You're too busy trying to figure out what's going on in your room. Rhett, you don't have a room here, but you were walking away back towards your area. You hear
my royal room.
Yeah. You hear a little something, but you're not sure what it is. Gwen
and I'm like, that's fine. We've never run into trouble before.
You just hear some scuffle or some noise in the back. You think it's one of your, how rowdy some of your group gets sometimes. Orpheus and Gwen, however, you two do hear the sound of Arnynn yelling, and I need the two of you to roll initiative.
I want to say for the record, that is the best perception roll Orpheus has ever had.
Yeah, it is.
Nice.
By a long separation.
Now, we are continuing the round that was already prior to you guys. You guys don't get to jump in the middle of that round. However, you will here in a minute. At the end of your turn, the Rakshasa is going to step 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 right here, and he's going to raise his hand towards you. And Arnynn, I need you to make me I think it's a wisdom saving throw.
My favorite.
No.
Did my sword have a reaction to going into that fiend's guts?
Not currently, because I didn't think of one.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Saving throw. 9.
Oh, Arnynn. The dominate person takes a hold of you, and you are now under control of this Rakshasa. As he reaches out and he says, "Where are you going? Come back. Come back."
Oh no.
So on your next turn, you will have to use your action to return to the Rakshasa, which it does come to your next turn.
right, so I have to go back towards
Yes.
Does dominate person mean you can only do what you're instructed, or is it that you cannot stop from doing it if it's requested? Like, can you still act?
While the target is charmed, you have a telepathic link with it as long as the two of you are on the same plane of existence. You can use this telepathic link to issue commands to the creature while you are conscious. No action required, which it does its best to obey.
Okay, so he could act on his own, but then the Rakshasa could be like, no, don't
Yeah.
do that. And he would have to stop. Okay.
Do I have my shield? I
No.
don't have my armor.
No, you don't have your armor, you don't have your shield. So, Gwen, you just hear this thing happen outside. You hear Arnynn yell with a, what'd you roll, a 20?
Yeah.
Yeah, with a 20, I'd say
Natty
you heard him yell the word Rakshasa.
I am going to... I would imagine I was playing with the mushroom bouquet, and I just, like, set it down abruptly, and then I leave. I walk out of my room.
The door is down in the bottom center.
So it's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And I'm going to burst out of the room. That's 30. Oh, boy. So that's just me moving. Oh, no.
Anything else for you?
Oh, yes.
Action,
Oh,
bonus
yes.
action?
Yes, there will be actions.
Oh, yes, there will be action.
Oh, no, I don't know that he's been dominated
No, you
person,
do
so
not.
why would I act like that?
No, you do
so I
not.
certainly
Well,
won't.
you can tell that I'm not running away from it. I'm facing it.
However, this is all happening instantly, so she just walks out and sees you face to face with this. Are you attacking him? Are you... What's going on? She doesn't know.
I'm gonna animate my gloves.
Okay.
And I'm gonna use my bonus action to make it fly towards the Rakshasa and try to grapple it.
Okay. And what... I forget what our ruling was that with that.
It was my spell DC.
Strength.
Was the strength DC. Strength
save,
yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that...
17.
May I interrupt and ask a question?
Give me 1 second and then yes. Because I've got to figure something out real quick.
Okay.
So you go to do that magical effect. And you realize that it goes to go, and it's almost like his body becomes incorporeal for some real quick, and the glove just goes right through him. Rhett, what was your question?
Could Elton have rolled perception? Because he's sentient, right? Like, and if he would have heard something, like, he would have alerted me.
Yeah, we can do that. Hold on, let me bring him to the...
I'm just curious. Okay.
Yeah, let me bring him to the board. Go ahead and roll a perception check for him as well. And once it ends this round, I'll have you guys roll again to see if you hear what the scuffle going on in the hallway.
A scuffle.
No, not with an 8.
That was all I was gonna do. By the way,
That's all you're gonna do. Orpheus, you hear.
My turn, don't
I got it. Orpheus, you hear the word Rakshasa as well coming from the hallway in Arnynn's voice.
Okay. Is that the door to my right?
No, the door is above you.
Okay. So I'll head out well, let me measure this first just to see how much movement I'm using. Assuming it's an emergency, I'll use my expeditious retreat to move faster.
Okay. I went
That's
ahead
my
and
bonus action there.
opened the door for you.
All right, And I move out here. Yep, collide with some wall here. See if it'll let me through.
Yeah, you should just be able to go straight up now.
There we go. All right, so I see what's going on here. Clearly, there's some creature, which I'm probably familiar with Rakshasas being in hell, right?
Yeah, you would
We
be.
probably told you about it too when you joined the team.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
You've seen a few when you were in when you were in hell.
Okay. Well, it looks like I have enough movement to get behind him, so I'm gonna try flanking him,
Go for it.
and then use my main action to hit him twice.
Go for it.
And advantage. Sorry, I have to look around.
No worries. Oh, good thing for that advantage.
Does he get advantage?
I'm going to rule it as yes, simply because, well,
The 19 was first anyway.
yeah. No, he wouldn't, because you're not a threat to the Rakshasa right now, so it is not flanking. But the 19 was first, so you're good.
Okay, cool. Then I will do normal.
Ooh, nice.
Looks like he's got a concentration check.
Yeah, on the dominate, which he succeeds.
Okay. And I'll hit him again. Normal this time.
Did you
No,
roll?
that is going to miss. Yeah, it auto rolled. That's going to miss. Anything else for you on your turn?
Nope,
It
that's
didn't
it.
show us any numbers. That's why.
Oh, yeah, it hit. Yeah, it did. It rolled. That's going to leave us to the Rakshasa's turn, who's going to look around at your group coming out. Well, my friend, I believe it's time for us to go. And he reaches out for you to grab his hand, which you are required to grab his hand.
Yeah.
And he's going to cast Plane Shift.
Oh, son of a bitch.
And the two of you see the Rakshasa and Arnynn disappear from the room.
Arnynn!
So, Arnynn, we'll get back to the rest of you in a second. Arnynn, what you see, you find yourself standing next to this Rakshasa in a hallway, black iron walls.
You mean he went where he wanted to go? Wow.
Extreme,
Must be nice.
extreme heat. He walks with you down a corridor, and you see barred gates. You see cells. He walks over to one, opens the cell. He's like, please, if you wouldn't mind handing me your weaponry.
Sure thing.
You hand
Friend.
him any weapons you have. Now, have a seat in here. Get yourself comfortable, and I'll be with you shortly. So you walk into the cell. He locks it, takes the handful of your weapons, and walks down the hall past a couple more cells and through another door. Going back to the rest of you.
At which point the spell ends?
Shortly after that, yes, because the spell lasts for about a minute, so very shortly
Nice.
after that.
Fuck.
So, going back to the rest of you, at this point, after a few minutes of everything going on, clearly the rest of you hear something happening. Rhett, you're walking out of the wing. Butch and Elric, you both notice sounds.
Would I though?
You can, if you would like to roll for it, you can.
Can I
You like
choose
roll
to
for
fail?
Would I though?
Yeah, you can choose to fail. So Butch and Rhett, you guys hear it, but Elric is too busy jamming out to the best of Harrison Grundle Tractor.
You hit my
As
shields
one
and I
would.
counter your spells. Do, 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 do.
Hold on a second. Hold on. Well, that was fantastic. Oh no.
I think the words you're looking for, Lindsay, is yes and, not no.
Sorry. Oh
No,
no, my
but-
internet connection is going bad. Oh no.
So,
Sorry, guys.
as you all, save for Elric, Elric, as you all hear the noises, what all are you doing?
Did I just see him just poof?
You did. You and Orpheus both saw the Rakshasa take Arnynn's hand and poof.
Orpheus is just screaming for the others. Oh,
Yeah.
Rick, watch. Rhett,
Rhett, Chauncey,
hello.
Jarvis, calm
Get over
right.
here.
Grundle,
We've got a
Tractor,
problem.
unite.
You're yelling for the butlers as well?
I'm yelling for everyone. I'm saying every name that comes to mind except for Hugh Percival Lockrock and titty violence.
Roll a perception check.
The Tivolas.
Oh, he was all of them the whole time. You did say perception, right?
Yes.
How's a 26 do it for ya?
Coming from inside
Or for me?
Sorry, fail.
Coming from inside Arnyn's room, you hear a very muffled, like thudding and like a noise.
I go there. I don't know where that is here, but I go there.
go
Okay,
to
that's
there.
fine. It's the very end room, right past Orpheus. But so you run in and you see this wardrobe that's slightly open, and you see it kind of shaking slightly, and you hear a muffled like coming from inside of it, and like a
I open
thudding
it.
noise. You open it,
Doesn't
and you
seem
see
like the Narnia you want to go to.
No.
Like that.
you see
I will climb through that closet.
tied up, gagged.
Red's mom has got it going.
No. You see gagged and tied up and looking very disheveled, and unlike how you've seen him before, you see one of the twin butlers. You're not sure which one it is off the top of your head because they're twins, but
All right, I'm gonna start like take his gag off and try to untie him, and I'm just gonna say, you guys really need to differentiate each other with an earring or something. But where's the other one?
I don't know. I've been in here for like a day. I'm not sure.
You've been in here for a day?
I've been in here for something came and hit me from behind, and next thing I knew, I woke up in here tied up.
Do you know where? What about anyone else?
That's all I know. I was getting dressed in the morning, and next thing I knew, I woke up in here and my head was throbbing.
I'm gonna swipe at or slap or poke the rune by
Yeah.
the door.
So you activate the rune, and the butler that Jarvis, the one that walked you guys down, comes up and he's like, "Yes, how can I help? What? Chauncey, what are you doing?" He's like,
Can I? Never mind. I'll let them talk.
He's like, "Chauncey, what?" He's like,
Stab him.
"What happened?" He's like, "What are you talking about? You were just in the other room. I just saw you like 2 minutes ago. Or 5 minutes ago, before all this happened. We were sent to come down here and make the rooms. What are you doing on the floor?" It's like, I don't know. That wasn't me. I've been stuck in this damn closet for almost a full day now. Rhett, I would think that you would have gotten down here at this point.
Okay.
I got the indication that the Rakshasa was immune to magic in some fashion, right?
Yes.
I mean, I'm arriving to yelling people.
Yeah, you're arriving to yelling people, and you see one of your two butlers that you grew up with disheveled and ropes and gags lying around. Same guy that you just saw like 5 minutes earlier.
But not like you normally find him with ropes and gags.
Right,
Different.
right. It's
Yeah,
very
different.
different.
Can I cast guidance on Jarvis?
Sure.
I want to use magic on Jarvis without hurting him. Is my attempt.
Jarvis or
The one who just showed up, not the one who was in the closet
oh yeah, that's Jarvis.
wardrobe. Does it seem to have an effect on Jarvis?
I mean, as far as you can tell, as much he seems to be affected by guidance the same way anyone else is.
Okay.
Okay, so I just saw you in the hallway. I'm going to say that for everybody because I didn't hear him say that he'd been in there all day.
He's like, I've been
Right?
in here. Yeah.
I walked in after that.
It's like, I don't know who you saw, but it wasn't me. I've been tied up in this closet for almost a full day at this point.
Where have you been? And I'm saying that to Jarvis.
To Jarvis, he's like, I've been with him this whole time. You saw us. We greeted you at the gate. We showed you through and helped get
Were you not concerned that he says that he's
I'm
been in the
very
closet?
concerned. Yes, because I was. If he was in here, who was the one that was in? Who I was with this entire time? I would think I would know my own brother.
We need to find that person. So, are we all in agreement that that's what we need to do next at this point?
Also, Rhett, Arnynn's gone.
What?
So, I heard him
Wait,
yell, Rex.
like, did he just like leave?
No,
Oh
no,
my
no.
God, you my mom.
It was a Rakshasa.
Yeah, there was Rakshasa in the hallway. We heard him yell. We came out. He was there with the Rakshasa, and then he was gone with the Rakshasa. Or I assume. I don't know. They're both gone now.
Managed to hit him, but I guess it wasn't hard enough. 'Cause he still got away.
And I tried to
Arnynn.
grapple him, and my gloves did nothing.
Elric's with us, right?
I don't know, Elric. Have
Did
you?
he choose to fail?
Or are you still rocking out to Harrison Grundle Tractor's greatest hits?
I don't think, unless someone knocked on the door, I don't think anyone would have yelled loud enough over the playing that I was doing.
Butch, have you
Right.
joined them?
No, as far as I know, I haven't heard a damn thing. I rolled a natural one.
Yeah,
So
but
maybe I'll wander out looking for the
I
bathroom.
mean, if you with all this going on, go ahead and roll another perception check because there's a lot of noise and commotion going on, and this is going to be a very low DC. Oh yeah,
16.
you hear a lot of raised voices and commotion going on in the hallway. You hear the muffled sounds of your compatriots sounding like they are almost arguing with each other coming from the hallway.
I'll go check it out. Whose room is on my way there?
So you passed the room that Elric went into, and then you turned a corner with everyone else, and then you went into the first room, and then the other three continued drifting down the hallway to other rooms.
So Elric's on my way there or not on my way
No,
there?
not towards everyone else. No. Elric was the first one that went into a room.
Okay. Sorry, Elric. Oh, make
I'm
my
busy
way
jamming,
there.
apparently.
So Butch meanders over towards all of you while you guys are having this conversation.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, clearly we also need Elric. Everyone needs to be here. We don't. It's clear.
Butch,
it's
did you see
only
Elric on the way in?
Right.
No?
Let's go grab him now.
Okay.
Elric,
Run down to Elric's room.
Elric, you hear a pounding on your door.
I do
Elric,
like the
emergency!
This band and the Drakes. What the hell?
I kick his door down.
Oh,
Roll a strength check.
Nice.
Fizzban.
I hate you. It's perfect. I hate you.
Boom!
Because it's
Fizz
so
ban! Boom! The door
21
splinters. The door splinters off. The fucking like door jamb itself comes flying in, and you see standing there with his boot in your door is Orpheus.
Elric, damn it! What are you doing?
You immediately hear a clang.
Arnynn's been taken. A Rakshasa got him. Do you have anywhere to trace where he went?
I leave you all alone for 5 minutes. Where was he taken from?
The hallway. How did you not hear it? What were you doing in here?
Nothing. Nothing at all.
Just a second, DM.
Yes,
He took my weapons,
he did.
but nothing else.
Correct.
I will reach out the sending stone to Gwen and
Okay.
say, the fucker took me to hell. I'm in a cell in Dis.
And you would also know that these sending stones do not cross planes.
Oh, right. Fuck. My bad.
All right. I grabbed
Never mind.
Elric by the hand and I'd take him over to where we fought him. He was right here. He was right here. I hit him, and then he was gone.
I don't suppose you could tell what spell he used.
Orpheus, you can go ahead and roll an Arcana check.
Hey, I'm kind of good at those.
Come on, get out.
if he describes it really well, can anyone help?
Can I help? Can I help?
I'll say
already
that yes. She was saying that while you were doing that, so you can roll with advantage because she offered to help. So go ahead and roll again.
You just want me to roll normal one more time?
Yeah, just roll normal again.
Okay.
Much better with a 21.
Yay. Thanks, Rhett.
Help! Help! Yeah!
With a 21, you did notice a few hand gestures that he did, as well as a few mumblings under his
Were
under
they
his breath.
inappropriate hand gestures?
They might have been. I mean, his hands are backwards, so everything's inappropriate. But you
It's
are,
clear he really didn't like Arnynn.
and the fact that he needed Arnynn to be a willing participant in this, you are pretty confident that it was a plane shift spell.
I think it was some kind of plane shift or something similar.
It.
I mean, you can.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Just a moment. Everybody, I need a moment. I'm then going to focus on casting the sending spell to Arnynn.
Okay.
Can that one cross planes? The spell is different than the stem.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a 5%. There's a 5% chance it'll fail, but
Oh, that's not bad. Can I help with that too?
If it does, I can cast it.
no, that is not something you can help with. Unfortunately, that's not an ability check. That's a spell.
Damn, come on. I just want to be helpful.
Okay.
Rhett, go ahead and roll me an intelligence check real quick
Oh. I'm sorry. Right?
while he's doing sending.
Has to be intelligence. All right.
You can do history if you would like, either history or intelligence. Ooh, never mind.
Fuck me. Because that's +2, but intelligence is +0 for me. So
Yup.
insight is +5.
Yeah. So, Elric, while you are doing sending, what are you sending to?
I say, Arnynn, where are you? What do you see around you? Are you hurt? Help is on the way. Hold on.
Roll me a d20.
Okay.
There's that 5% chance.
God damn it.
You get no response. You're not sure if it went through or not. You get no response from Arnynn. Arnynn, you don't hear anything.
Well, I'm pretty sure I'm still bonded with a sword, but I don't think that would help.
Okay, hold on. Might have slipped. Give me just a moment and I'll try it again.
Would you like some guidance as you're doing that?
That's
Would
not
that
going to help.
help?
That's not going to help.
Can I just put my fingers on his temples, poke real hard?
While you're doing that, Rhett and Gwen and Butch as well, and Elric, well, actually all of you would know that clearly, as you've dealt with them before, and Orpheus, you've seen them before, Rakshasas are shapeshifters. They impersonate people. That's kind of their shtick. This one you saw impersonating the King of Shan for years. You found a butler tied up in a closet.
When was that the Rakshasa from your stories?
Pretty sure. So I kind of get a real hate hard on for one person in particular, and that was Arnynn. So I think it's the same one.
Just gonna do a little
Where's-
light reading here.
Rhett, where is your mom?
You now hate women.
Oh my god.
Not today.
Would I just assume that she's in her room?
I mean, you just left her not too long ago. She was in her study. So it's only been probably 10, 15 minutes since you spoke with her and you left her in her study.
We within shouting distance? Would she have heard us?
No, she's on basically the complete opposite side of the mansion. So
I think that we need to stick together. Like splitting apart is a really terrible idea right now. And let's just go back to the last place that I saw her. So let's go to her study. Would we pass like where her quarters or anything would be during that time?
like her room? Is that what you said? Well, her and your father's bedroom were just past her study. Like her study was right outside of the bedroom. So,
Yep. Then let's head that way.
all right. So you all walk through. You see Chauncey or Jarvis kind of helps Chauncey up. He's kind of trying to get himself a little more put together. As you all approach, and it takes you a couple minutes because it's a very large estate, but you make it up to the outside of your mom's study. The door is still slightly open. You look in and you do see your mom sitting at her desk, writing with this big, elaborate, like, peacock feather quill. And she's like, Harriet, did you...
Like a 3 foot, feather quill.
You also see... it gets better than that. So in one hand, she's got the quill, right? The peacock feather quill. In the other hand, she has
a Peter quill.
Yeah, no. Holding between her index and middle finger, she's got one of those Cruella de Vil style, like 14-inch long black cigarette holders with the cigarette smoldering at the end. Harriet, did your friends find their rooms to their liking? They're all still here.
One of them. Well, we're kind of missing one of them. So where have you been this entire time?
I've been right here this entire time since you just left me. I mean, you've only been gone for like 15 minutes.
All right. Does she notice that, like, that Chauncey looks all messed up?
Oh, did they come?
Like,
did you bring them with you?
Oh, everybody.
Oh, okay. I missed that.
No one is allowed out of the circle of trust any longer.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, if Chauncey and Jarvis walk in, he's like, Chauncey, what happened to you? I just saw you a couple minutes ago. Did you, like, fall down the stairs or something? He's like, ma'am, I don't know who you saw, but it was not me. I've been tied up in a closet for the past day. Oh my goodness. Really? Really?
Can I speak into Elric's mind?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to say, into his mind, with as straight of a face as possible, don't freak out. We need to figure out a way to test if someone is the Rakshasa. Because someone here could be who they're not if Chauncey was not Chauncey 20 minutes ago. You can't respond, but I just put that in your brain.
Yep.
Because I really...
Yep.
I need someone else brainstorming, and I assumed you would know.
My phone's actually sitting on the charger, Scott, but that's beside the point. Anyway. So, she's like, what happened? How were you stuck in a closet for like a day? I just saw you.
I mean, is he going to answer?
He's like, ma'am, I'm not one to pull your leg. I don't know what to tell you. The person you saw was clearly not me. I've been stuck in one of the guest room closets for close to a full day.
Yeah, but the question is how you got there. How did that happen?
I wish I could tell you. I was getting dressed. There was something hit me in the back of the head. The next thing I know, I woke up gagged and bound in that closet with a splitting headache. And he kind of like rubs his hand over and he's like, you can see right here, if you touch right here, there is a large bump from where I was hit about the head with some sort of blunt object.
So how do you know how long you were in there?
I'm assuming.
Okay.
I was conscious for quite a few hours. It was less than a day. Maybe I was unconscious for a while. I'm not sure. My state of consciousness inside that closet was less than a day. That's all I know.
I mean, is my mom having any kind of reaction to this? Like,
She's just like,
isn't any of this even like shocking to her?
Yeah,
like,
she just looks
I think-
confused more than anything. She's like, I don't know what you're saying that somebody got in a house and knocked you out and then tied you up and impersonated you for an entire day? I thought we had defenses against this, so that wasn't going to happen. He's like, ma'am, I don't know what to tell you.
So at this point, no, go ahead.
While this is happening, I am going to try sending one more time.
Okay.
But this time I'm going to add the words at the end. I think I had 5 more words left.
Yeah, you were 20.
Yeah. Who did the Rakshasa impersonate?
All right, go ahead and roll me a d20. Oh, shit. From one end to the other. This time, Arnynn, you do get the message.
Same message.
Same message plus the who did the Rakshasa impersonate.
I appear to be in Dis, in a cell. Rhett's mom. Took my weapons and locked me up. How are you?
So, yeah, Elric,
Yep.
you received that message back.
So is anything like, do you share that or are we?
It's still trying to parse out what it is that he meant. Rhett's mom. Rhett's mom.
It's got it going on.
I start looking at Rhett's mother. Like,
Who's just kind of like, she's going back and forth with everyone at this point during like having that whole conversation, trying to figure out. She just looks confused more than anything else. Like she's not quite following this story that he's. And to which Chauncey's like, and ma'am, I swear I heard your voice in there before that man started yelling and running out and everyone started. The commotion started. I swear I heard your voice in there.
And you sounded thirsty.
Hearing that information, I would like to see if I can tell if either the butler or Rhett's mom is speaking some bullshit right now.
Go ahead and roll an insight check.
Ooh, that's an 18.
That's an 18.
Whispers?
Whispers.
Whispers.
Digital Whispers brought to you by us. All right.
Okay. I know where Arnynn is. Or at least what plane he's on.
Where is he?
He communicated that he's on the plane of Dis. You all remember that one?
Not dis
Yeah.
again.
Don't really.
New cell.
I
Who
really
dis?
thought that episode 69 was going to be a lot more fun. You know what I mean?
I thought there was
Yes.
going to be a lot more flirtiness in episode 69.
Yeah.
I mean-
I thought this was going to be a little bit more spicy,
We're-
but not like the hell is hot kind of spicy.
It's still early. We're only an hour
The
in.
night is
Come on.
young.
Okay, Orpheus. Are there trees in hell?
You were there. Did you see any?
I don't remember. I think I
Not-
blocked most of it out.
Not in Dis. Dis was basically just a giant city.
Okay, Gwen, how is your dad going to get us there if there are no trees?
Hold on. Well, that he can use the tuning fork if we have a tuning fork for this.
Right, right.
But also, my dad hasn't been around in a while. So I don't know if he can even help
He's like
us.
ancient.
While's relative, I suppose. Does point of order? Does Gwen remember anything about this at this point?
Gwen would know practically nothing about Dis because you were not quite there.
Right. Okay. Just making sure.
You haven't really wanted to talk about it either. So.
Weird. I wonder why not.
We repressed
At this
that
point-
shit.
Arnynn was
At this
perfectly
point, just for
fine with
character
it.
moment, Orpheus is pacing back and forth, really flustered and angry. Not again, not again, not again.
Wait, isn't the general's brother still down there too?
As far as we know.
He might have been saved in the time that we've been away.
I mean,
I think
he's
we
gonna be
asked when we
pissed at
got
us
back.
regardless, right?
You asked,
We asked when we got back.
You asked-
They said they were still working on it.
right? They were in communication, but there hadn't been an opportunity to bring him across the plane yet.
So is my mom still like listening to all this? Has she had any kind of like input at all? Because I mean, she's
Well-
been doing all this adventuring crap
She's like,
for a long
"Well,
time. So I wonder.
So while you guys are talking about this, she looks across and she's like, You're telling me that your partner here, your friend, was taken from our house to one of the 9 hells?
Yes.
How is this even possible? What?
Magic.
What? This
Arnynn-
hasn't happened.
Yes.
This hasn't
Arnynn's sitting
happened.
in his cell like, I guess they're fine.
Like, how you're telling me that somebody was taken from our house to the 9 hells? Like, did he just like walk through a fucking cupboard door or something? Or how did they,
It's a spell. I mean,
mean,
we've
I know about
You've
spells.
encountered
Planes.
magic like a
Yeah,
lot
I know-
of times.
I know
That's
about-
like part of your deal.
I know about spells. I'm asking, you said that, so let me try and put this all together here. So we have a butler who has worked for us for centuries at this point. We have who became unconscious all of a sudden and then showed up in a fucking closet somewhere. We have somebody who impersonated him. And then that person impersonated me as well. Well, I'll say.
Dum-tum.
And then they kidnapped your friend and took him to one of the 9 hells. Is that what I'm hearing is going on right now?
Yes, that's the general.
Have you all, like, Harriet, you haven't told me a lot of your life. You kind of keep yourself.
That's accurate.
So
Mostly because I like, you'll like recap things for me,
Well,
and like be very
I mean,
condescending about it.
your own reasoning to yourself, I get that, but you haven't been fully honest about everything. Let me just ask you upright. Have any of you had any kind of shady dealings with any kind of devils recently or in the past?
absolutely not.
Can I like just like
Make it-
passive aggressively start
make it-
speaking infernal Infernal to Orpheus to like really like kind of freak her out?
Yes, you can. Gwen, make a deception check. And Rhett, what are you saying in Infernal?
Like I'm just basically apologizing. Like, hey, I'm really sorry about this, but like I just want to kind of get a rise out of her. Pretty much everything that I say is just me getting a rise out of her.
Make a perception
She
check.
needs to be speaking Infernal. She's not going to really be able to understand it.
Make a perception.
I should make?
No, Rhett, make a perception check.
Yeah, but Butch learned beginning swearing in Infernal.
That's true.
So, if you say anything that Butch would understand, that.
24.
So you're saying this to Orpheus in Infernal. You notice your mom is watching you. And like she
wouldn't know Infernal for real.
And then she
Or
says
she doesn't like.
she says to you in Infernal, Harriet, you don't know what you're talking about. There's a lot of things that happened before you were even born that you're
He's
not
got the
aware
accent
of.
in Infernal too. Awesome.
That's how
My
the
favorite
accent
is it
works.
sounds like one of Adam Sandler's characters from like his albums.
Yeah.
You know, like an old neighbor.
At this point,
$1.25, please. Welcome to Worcester.
Oh no.
Orpheus has an angry outburst in response. We're wasting time. We need to go and get him.
You cannot.
Elric,
Wait,
You
Hold
cannot
on,
just
we don't even know
walk
if there's
into
another
this
one.
without being prepared.
is it possible that there's more than one though? If like,
More than
or are
one.
they that fast?
More than one what?
Never mind.
I'm not. No,
More than one really bad kitty.
as the DM, I'm
Yeah.
not sure what you're asking. More than one, like
No, it's okay.
demon, devil thing? Or,
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's possible there could be more than one, but as of right now, you only know of the one that kidnapped your friend. And you guys swear
Right,
you
but,
haven't
like-
had any dealings with any devils?
So here's I guess here's like my helicopter question, like side comment though, or maybe a question, because if I'm just trying to like logistically figure it out, like if I saw Chauncey like a couple minutes before, which was that happening at the same time that
No.
Arnynn
So,
was with
okay. No.
fake mom?
No. So this okay, let me
that's why I wanted to
back
keep
up.
everybody I'm so sorry.
No,
that
no,
I got
Let me-
confused because that's why I was trying to keep everybody together because
No,
I didn't want
I'm glad you
one of us
asked.
to, like
I'm-
okay.
I'm glad you
Now
asked.
I
Let
don't
me-
care if we all stay together.
Let me back up a little bit. So, you guys all, Rhett, you asked Chauncey and Jarvis to go set the rooms up and give the presents to the rooms. They left you. That was the last you saw of Chauncey and Jarvis. The next thing anyone ever, or after that, Jarvis returned and walked with you all to show you the rooms. Chauncey was not there. Then
Okay.
Arnynn walked into the room and saw what he thought was Comray sitting on his bed. Turned out to be the Rakshasa, yada, yada, yada. After that,
Right.
you found Chauncey in the closet.
Because he's all Back to America and butter sauce. Rakshasa. Alright.
Harriet, there's some things about these devils
What?
that you need to know before you cannot go. They are very dangerous creatures.
What
We're
would our
going to hell already.
dealings?
So that's cool.
What? Rhett,
What would our
or-
dealings with devil have to do with anything, Miss GT?
Well, if this was indeed a Rakshasa, they are very vengeful creatures.
I can concretely say that I didn't do that one.
Well, clearly, they would go after the one that attacked or that they had the most issue with, which would probably be your friend if he was the one that they took. So I would assume that he was the one that they had the main issue with.
Yes, ma'am, you are correct. I did taunt it at the time, attempting to gather its ire for myself, but I failed to become its most hated foe.
Unfortunately, they're a little bit beyond the whole just petty insults and stuff like that. It's more of the physicality that's going. They pride themselves on manipulation, so they know the game that you were trying to play. So it probably was not very effective on them. It was more the physical injury.
Yes, ma'am, I am aware.
You seem very studied.
I've had my adventures. I'm sure Harriet has told you a little bit about our past and how we came into our fortune. We spent quite a few...
I'm like standing behind her, but like being like, yeah. So that like she doesn't like tell everybody all the things.
We've had a
she
lot...
probably sees me.
We've had a lot of dealings. We've had quite a few... Anyway, that's not here nor there. I know information.
I mean, it's kind of there and here. Right now.
Everywhere.
I don't suppose you have something that would help prepare us for saving our friend.
Unfortunately, what I know is basically what I told you. That's the extent of my knowledge with devils.
Do you think that this whole deal with the Rakshasa has anything to do with Mr. GT being in a coma? Based on your knowledge.
I can't imagine it would.
All right. Who's in a hurry to get Arnynn? I know I am.
Yes, finally. Some sense. We need to go.
All right.
Yeah. Oh God, did we keep that thing?
Is it too late for me to check in on what she just said?
What do you mean?
Like if she's full of crap, since she seems to know so much about everything.
Roll an insight.
If she's holding something back.
Roll insight.
19.
Whispers. Whispers. Stage whispers. All right.
I really think that just going headfirst into this is probably not the smartest idea.
Why? We've been there before.
But did you prepare before you went, or did you just go off willy-nilly without really knowing anything about where you were going?
I'll let the rest of the
Dragged
group
there by
refer to
a
that.
horde of fiends and devils.
Fuck. Dude,
One of us has pretty intimate knowledge of that plane, don't you, Orpheus?
We need to go now.
Yeah, what's the reason that you're trying to convince us not to go immediately?
Because it's not safe. Your father
none
needs
of what
you
we
here,
have been
Rhett.
doing is very safe. So.
Your father needs you here.
What can I possibly do that you haven't done?
It's not about what you can do. It's about you being here for the final moments.
hold on a second. So like it went. That's fine. I'm confused. I didn't know that he was actually dying. I was confused about.
Like I said, we hope for the best, but we prepare for the worst.
I mean, I can't just like stick around and not.
This is your
if
home.
the story of like his condition changes, like, and you're writing letters to like our general and things like that. I mean, what?
This is your home, Harriet. This is where you belong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm all set. I think we can go.
And you're sure there's nothing else that you can tell us? No possible way in all your dealings. You asked a lot about if we had any connections to devils. Why?
You need to be prepared for what you're about to get into.
What are we about to get into?
I would hate, and she looks to you, Rhett, I would hate for your father's fate to end up falling on the rest of you as well.
Is there anything that I can do to better understand? Like this whole thing, like I can't imagine a world where it's like she's talking about like how honest we need to be with each other, and she's just like weirdly vague booking. Like what can I
you can
what
roll
can I do to,
can roll insight.
Okay. I don't believe this NPC. Then.
All right.
I mean, I rolled it.
Yeah, I know. I'm hold on one second.
Yeah.
I'm sending you a message.
Yeah. It's not very good. So
It's good enough. You know your mother. Your DC is significantly your DC is significantly lower when interacting with somebody you know as opposed to the rest of the party.
Word. Okay.
All right, I sent you a DM.
Just to clarify, she said she doesn't want his fate to fall on everyone's head?
On any of you. Anyone else.
Whose head does it rest on now? I ask Comrie.
Harrison's fate is his own. But similar actions can cause similar fates in other people.
Ma'am, are you just talking about the death?
I trust everyone in this room as much as I would trust anybody else in this family. So whatever is appropriate to share with me is appropriate to share with everyone here.
Go ahead and make
we just need to get our friends back.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
Can I help her?
Absolutely. Do it with advantage.
I'm giving my most trusting wood elf face.
Oh. How about a natural 20?
Natural 20 for a 25. You see your mom kind of pacing back and forth, that long cigarette in her hand. She stands.
Does she have like a really long cherry, like a really impressive one
Exactly.
that like no actual person?
Yeah. So
have?
she
Okay.
takes the cigarette holder to her mouth and takes a super long drag of it. Closes her eyes. I guess it was bound to come out at some point. Harriet, there's a lot that happened before you were born that you don't know about. We didn't make this fortune just because we were... God damn it. We didn't make this fortune just because your dad's a mediocre singer and I write some kind of smutty books every here and there. We didn't... Yes, that helped, but...
Like, I would know that, though, wouldn't I? Like, I know, would I be intelligent enough to know, like, that my parents are
Did
smarmy?
she write the dwarf smut we found?
She has moved.
As far as you know, Rhett, your parents were adventurers for a while, made a little bit of money there, and then your dad found fame, and your mother found more or less fame, lessened fame than your father, and that's where the majority of their wealth came from. That's the story you've been told your entire life.
And I believed it.
And you believed it, yes, because why would your parents lie to you about something like that? Before you were born, long before you were born, back when your father and I were still very young, we made a deal with some not so lovely character to assist in our rise to fame. This creature told us eventually there would be a debt that needed to be paid. We thought that happened with the twins, but clearly that wasn't enough. Now that I think that he's coming back after your father now.
What was his name?
His name? I believe he went the name, his true name, I'm sure, is what you're asking me. We came to find out significantly later was Levistus.
Oh, shit.
What a crazy random
That's right.
happenstance. I've never heard that name before.
But, he said that there would be a debt to be paid, and then the twins happened, and we assumed that was the debt. So we went on with our business and never mentioned it again.
Do we know what the twins happening means?
You would not, no. You're muted, Lindsay.
Yeah, I'm muted. You're right. What does that mean?
What?
The twins happening. What does that mean?
Are you asking her that?
Yeah. Or would I know?
You would not know. This is not anything you've ever heard before. This is something that you can tell.
Like our butlers? Our butlers? Like that we hired them? We pay a debt by getting servants? Like what?
If only it was that simple. I guess there's no reason hiding this from you anymore, Harriet. You're bound to find out eventually. About 5 years before you were born, your father and I became pregnant. I gave birth to twins. They were demonic. So it sounds horrible now, but we let them go. We got rid of them. There were these two horned, purple-skinned with tails, and these two creepy little creatures that came out of me, and it was more than I could bear. So
What do you mean?
We didn't kill him. Don't get me wrong. We're not that big of a monsters. We just gave him away. We couldn't handle it.
So it wasn't like more than you could bear physically bear. It's just you couldn't. Huh.
What would the neighbors say?
How was
Oh my God.
How are we supposed to?
How is it possible?
How are we supposed to explain two of these fucking tieflings running around when we are in our society?
What were their names?
I didn't name them.
2 boys, 2 girls.
I believe it was a shit. I believe it was a boy and a girl.
Okay. Just asking.
I mean, what does it matter anyway? What does it matter?
We know. What? It's Brett.
Well, I'm still kind of like processing the fact that I'm like in this weird way, technically not an only child. So.
I mean, as far as we're concerned, you're an only child.
My self-absorbed character is very concerned about, the fact that it's not just me.
As far as we're concerned, you're an only child.
But where did they go? Who'd you give them to?
You know, there was an orphanage in Rockriel. I'm not sure.
I don't suppose you remember what color skin they were.
She said purple.
Purple. Couldn't be.
Of course it could be.
How many years ago was this?
It's about 5 years before Harriet was born. So, what was that, like 30-ish years ago?
Are above game. Can I intelligence check, put 2 and 2 together, and see whether or not this lines up with the Von Durans?
You can certainly try.
I'm gonna intelligence check.
Just do what I do. Make up stuff in your character's head and believe it.
Absolutely not.
I have so much headcanon it gets confusing.
Fair.
I need facts.
I mean, with a 25, you remember that they were roughly the right age. They were orphaned. They grew up on the streets of Rockriel. Those facts line up, but there's no definitive proof. There's a lot of tieflings in the world. There's fewer purple, but there's lavender skinned, but there are still a lot of tieflings.
Oh, shit. Do you have anything else to tell us about the deal that was made?
Like I said, the deal we struck was for fame and fortune, which seems fleeting at this point. But then look at where we are. We could not have given Harriet the life that she has deserved and that she has enjoyed if it wasn't for the deal that we made. We made this deal forever ago. He said at the time a favor would come due. The price would come due. When I became pregnant and I gave birth to these 2 little demonic fucking creatures, I assumed, apparently wrongfully so, that was the price that was going to come due. But then Harrison grew ill. It's not an illness that of the body or the mind that can be easily treated. There's something else going on. I think, and this is just my assumption here based on my personal knowledge and research, I think that he's trying to use him as a conduit to bring something into this world. Some kind of possession or something.
That's a lot to take in.
And on that note, we're going to go ahead and take our break because it's almost 10 o'clock. So let's everyone unpack that for a few minutes. We'll be back in like 5 to 10 minutes. So stick with us. We'll be right back.
Yeah, you didn't know.
And we are back. So, as this potential bombshell is laid on the 5 of you, some of you kind of starting to piece things that potential pieces together. Some of you probably unaware of what could be potentially happening in front of you. What are you doing?
I will say that as I get more and more angry at Calmray, I'm going to walk over to Lorette and I'm going to like put my hand on her shoulder and just, I think I'm going to say in her head, please know, I love you. I'm going to do my best not to slap your mom. But she's not taking anything away from you. And then I'm just going to squeeze her shoulder. And then I'm not going to let go because I really don't want to slap her mom.
And I'm just going to be like, do you want to turn into a spider? And like no context for anybody else. Like all they hear is just, do you want to turn into a spider?
Orpheus
I
is
might
just
need to.
staring intensely at Elric. We need to go now. I won't lose another one.
You won't.
Well, there we are. What time is it?
It's getting late in the evening at this point. I believe it would probably be close to maybe 8, 9 p.m.
If we're going to go get Arnynn now, we might want to get his armor so that he can put it on.
I'll get it.
Well, we can put it in
Which trumps off to go
in
get
the
it.
bag of holding.
So yeah,
Bag of holding's a good idea.
so you cross
Yeah,
into the
I
library,
hand that to Butch while he goes and gets it.
and Butch, you go into the library,
Okay.
into the little closet where Arnynn changed and grab his armor without an issue.
Now, is Swiss Miss amongst his things, or is Swiss Miss in hell?
Far as I know, he had. What did
She
you?
stays in my cloak.
Yeah, so he still had Miss Swiss.
Wait, so you were still wearing the cloak?
Miss Swiss, sorry, my bad.
Would his armor off? He didn't say the cloak.
Would you have kept the cloak on over the Strahd fancy garb?
How honest do I want to be here?
I just need to know where Miss
But
Swiss
she's
is.
going to take care of Swiss Miss if it's Swiss Miss is discovered.
It's
So that, by the way, it's Miss Swiss. That's my bad.
Or
I'll be
Miss
honest,
Swiss.
he probably took the cloak off too.
okay. So no cloak.
Oh, yep.
So you find Arnynn's armor and cloak nicely folded in the closet there.
Sure. I grab them.
Did you
Completely unaware that there might be a passenger.
Do you please? You don't put them straight into the bag, right?
I don't know. It's up to Nick. Does someone come out to peek out and say hi?
Roll me a
I would have
d20.
hung it
Do
up.
I notice?
Roll me a
Sorry?
d20. Actually, roll me a
Unless you're in a cloak, I would have hung it up.
Yeah, so the cloak is hung up. Roll me a perception check for me.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Well, wait, hold on. We would have thought about whether or not Swiss Miss was in there, right? Because Miss Swiss, sorry. You know, I keep saying that.
I kind of like
Swiss, right? Because like, a few of us know.
you and Gwen would know, yes, for sure.
I mean, Gwen's going to be standing there when I get back, ready to put it in the
All
bag.
right.
Gwen
So,
also
yeah.
would have seen that I did not have my cloak on during that fight.
So yeah, Gwen would realize that Miss Swiss is probably still in the cloak.
Then I would have definitely mentioned that, knowing, because I have learned previously that the bag of holding is not sustainable for life, and then I would have mentioned that to Butch if I had known that he didn't have his cloak on.
I can't remember if Butch knows about Miss Swiss.
Gwen is telling Butch now.
I think you were.
Check the pocket.
You were there because it was after the Hand of Tiamat fight where he actually brought it out, and when you guys were resting afterwards. So I believe you would have seen Miss Swiss.
Okay. Well, I will roll animal handling.
Go for it.
Can I help him?
Yes, you can.
Are you in? Okay, if he's with us now, I would love to assist.
Yeah. Okay. So
Yes.
with advantage. Double 12s. Hey, no, it's fine. With
17.
With a 17, without an issue, you're able to coax Miss Swiss out, and you see this little mouse like pop up and just kind of like. So, take the mouse.
Which produces food from seemingly nowhere.
Fantastic.
Gives it to the mouse.
So,
I think at this point we should just all share that Miss Swiss exists, because out of like necessity.
that's probably a smart idea.
You know what I mean? Like, hey guys, I'm not sure if everybody, knew about this, and like kind of like motion to Butch, and then it's like, yes, okay. It's like cat / mouse out of the bag and whatnot.
So, while this is going on, we're going to switch focus for a second. Arnynn, as the Rakshasa walks away from you and you find yourself, the spell fading, you find yourself in a small, almost black iron cell, an 8-foot by 8-foot cell, bars on one wall, solid black steel on the other 3 sides. However, the opposite wall, you do see a small, probably, 4-inch wide by maybe 12-inch tall slit of a window that's allowing just the slightest bit of orange light to shine through and illuminate the center of your cell. You do see a small metal bench with a very thin, very, very thin, probably only about an inch and a half thick mattress laying on it in one side, and then a hole in the other corner. It's not big enough of a hole, and it raises up slightly, almost like a pillar in the corner, with a probably 4-inch diameter hole in it. Not big enough to get through, but you know what that hole's for. Exactly. So, as the spell fades, you come to the realization that you were tricked into this cell. A window to your back, a mattress to the side, a pooping hole, as you called it, in the corner. What are you doing?
Well, I'm going to get the message.
Yeah, this is, right you received the message almost immediately after the spell. We're just going to say a few minutes after the spell faded, you received the message. After responding to the message, you're standing there in your cell.
If I go up to the bars, what do I see in the hallway?
Make a perception check for me.
Oh, awesome. 14.
The 14, it's kind of hard to get a good angle. You kind of try and peer, and your face gets close to the bar, and it starts singeing slightly, the heat from this metal. You are able to see a long hallway going both left and right. You can see other cells dotting the hallway.
Does it look like Minotiri?
Not quite sure. It definitely doesn't look like... It looks a little brighter than what you remember, because Minotiri was underground. You have a window in your cell.
I'm gonna... I got a gut wound. So I would probably meditate for 4 hours. Trying to pay attention to guard passings and stuff while
Okay.
meditating.
Go
Try to
ahead.
heal up.
Go ahead and roll me another perception check.
That's a dirty 20.
So you attempt to start meditating, and you keep getting pulled out every once in a while by what sounds to you like the jingling of chains. As you see those same similar buff humanoid with the ever-moving chains wrapping around their figure, walking down the hall. You start to get a little bit of a pattern. They seem to be coming every 15, 20 minutes. One walks down the hall. Not the same one. Seems to be a rotation. At any given time, there seems to be 3 or 4 that make their way through the hall. Typically one at a time, but every once in a while they'll double up and you'll see 2. During that time, you do hear mumblings coming from a couple of the other cells. Just people talking to themselves. It sounds like. There is one voice that sticks out. If you can hear me in there, seems like there's a new acquaintance to the block.
I still meditating.
It's up to you.
Well, I'm gonna get my 4 hours in.
Okay.
So I'm gonna meditate deep enough to do that. It was bedtime.
So yeah, you can go ahead and take your long rest, and then you hear that voice calling. Where are you from? We saw the Rakshasa bring you in. You're now in the same boat as us.
I'm not from here, that's for sure.
Your voice sounds familiar. Is this your first time in this?
Nah, unfortunately.
A voice appears to be coming from your right. You can kind of assume probably the next cell over or possibly across the hall. You're not sure.
Sounds like a dwarf. Sounds like a Scottish accent. It's all dwarfs, right?
This is not your first
Do
time
I
here.
recognize it then?
Go ahead and roll. I'm gonna say roll an insight check.
I do not.
Can't quite
That is a
place it.
7.
So what got you trapped here?
Believe it or not, a Rakshasa.
Those can be tricky buggers. Well, welcome to the tower, my friend.
Do you know which way's out?
If I knew which way was out, I would not be here.
Wait until the guard passes and then I'll pick the door. Because
Okay.
they only took my weapons.
All right. So you wait a little bit longer. Guard passes as normal. You kind of search around. You find the appropriate accoutrement that you believe can pick.
Oh, my thieves' tools are with me.
I believe they would have. He would have taken your thieves' tools with your
You
weapons.
said weapons only.
Okay, well, you really think
He clarified.
you really think the Rakshasa was going to let you keep your thieves' tools? Come on.
But
I did when
he
I clarified weapons only.
did
All
he
right.
check his?
Prison pocket?
No.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say
no.
his butt of holding, which is not in this game, but
No.
I was gonna ask anyways.
But you are able to. You look down on the ground, and you're able to, over the course of a couple hours, find a couple materials that you believe you can potentially pick a lock with. Go ahead and roll me a sleight of hand.
Dirty 20.
You are in a prison cell in hell, though.
Mm-hmm. I shouldn't have used the straw.
You attempt. You can feel it's starting to get there, but it's taking you a long time. You feel like if you had a little extra time, you could probably make it through this, but you start hearing footsteps of a guard and that chain clinking sound.
Nothing to see here.
So you pull back. You hear a voice coming to you, that same voice once the guard leaves. Good luck. I've tried it a few times myself. Maybe we can help each other.
Okay. What do you have in mind?
Luckily, my team was able to do a little bit of research on this tower before we got captured. If you're able to pick the lock successfully and get yourself, and if you can get me out as well, I can take you to where they're more than likely holding your weapons, and potentially we can make our way out of here. I'm part of a resistance.
You part of that bleeding heart or whatever?
You know of the Bleeding Heart.
Yeah, I've met with Cassius before.
I think you mean Casil.
No, I meant Yeah, Casile. Casile, that's right. Purple guy.
Arnynn, is it not? I thought I recognized your voice. Well,
Yours seems familiar, too.
I mean, you did just mention my name.
Oh. I could have sworn you were a dwarf.
Well, then I think I can definitely trust you then. Although hopefully you don't leave a gaping door into my hideout this time.
Yeah, sorry about that. Your sister says hi.
That's good. I'm glad to know she is safe. Perhaps we can be safe here soon, too. This offer still stands. If you are able to get out of these cells and get me out of this cell, I can take you to where they're more than likely storing your weapons. The problem is, I don't know if you've looked outside or not. We are not in Mentiri.
Where are we?
You know that tower? The tower that always seems to be on the distance, on the horizon?
Yeah.
Yeah. Welcome to the tower, my friend.
Oh boy. Well, if I can find something besides this straw, I'll try to get this out of here.
You hear a something ding, 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 ding. And right in front, coming rolling from the right side, right in front of your cell door, you see a straightened out wire. Maybe this will help you out. I haven't had any luck, but I think you are a little more skilled than I am.
All right. I'll wait until another appropriate timing and give her a go.
A few minutes pass. Another guard walks past. You attempt. The DC will be lower now because you have a more appropriate tool. Go ahead and roll me a sleight of hand check.
Ooh, that's a 33.
You go in with this piece of wire. You're able to. You take a look at this piece of wire. You're able to bend it in the certain way that you, after looking in the lock and kind of peering in the lock itself, you kind of get an idea of the tumbler pattern, and you're able to bend this piece of wire exactly how you think it needs to be bent to address those tumblers. And you go in there, and without an issue, click, 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 click. The door slides open slightly.
Go over to his cell.
You walk out, and to the cell right to your right, you see a familiar purple-skinned, lavender-skinned tiefling standing there, and he's like, I was hoping it was actually you.
All right.
Please.
Just nod at him and go to work on his door.
Another sleight of hand check, please.
That's another dirty 20.
Luckily, you have the appropriate tool this time.
Yeah.
It does take you a couple minutes to the point where Cassiel's like, okay, come on, hurry up. They're going to be here any minute. Lock clicks. He rushes out next to you. All right, we've got to go back this way. Points you back off to the right. As you guys approach, you turn a corner. He's like, and you see a large door in front of you, and then you see another smaller door on the hallway to the left, or on the wall to the left. That's the storeroom. Your equipment should be in there, as should mine.
Is it locked?
It is locked, yes.
Another one?
Yep.
$21.
Unlock the door, open up, quick, let's hide in here. He pulls in, the guards are coming quickly. You guys go inside, close the door, relock it from the inside. Go ahead and make an investigation check real quick.
Oh, 31.
Takes you a minute, but you look in and you find not only your weapons and your lockpicks and everything, you see Cassiel's hand wraps that you remember having wrapped around your neck at your first encounter.
Yes, I am familiar.
He quickly wraps them around his wrists. You grab your stuff. It's like, let's wait here for a few minutes until after they go, and then I will help get you a little. Hopefully we can find a way out of this tower. And while that happens, we are going to cut back to the rest of you.
And I slap Mrs. GT. I didn't do that. Just been brooding on it for a few minutes.
So, Rhett and Gwen, you just finished that inside your mind conversation. The rest of you just hear Rhett ask Gwen, do you want to turn into a spider? What are the rest of you doing?
We need to prepare to plane shift.
Do we have a way to track Arnynn once we're there?
I can use my sending stone with him once we're on the same plane.
Right. We'll have that and my sending spell. Butch, do you have anything?
I have the sending spell as well.
Is there maybe a way, once we get there, that perhaps Arnynn could help us find him?
Perhaps. Though, if I recall correctly, her influence has difficulty reaching down into the hells.
Hopefully it's not too difficult this time.
Are you guys still in the study with Mrs. Grundle Tractor?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
To which she walks over to you, Rhett, and says, Harriet, if you are truly planning on doing this, maybe you can kill two birds with one stone while you're down there.
Meaning?
Maybe you can find the entity that is trying to cross over through your father and using your father as a fucking gate spell.
First of all, calm down. I was already leaning towards yes. But yes, of course.
It's going to be difficult.
What now?
Did you miss that whole thing about her dad's illness is actually, I think you walked away or something. Basically the mom stated that the illness her dad is facing is the payment for a deal that they made with Levistus before Rhett was born, and that
I gathered that.
She's assuming that there is some sort of demonic entity that is possessing her husband and trying to use her husband as a more or less a gateway to cross over to the material plane.
Mr. Grundle Tractor's always been a gateway drug.
That makes Butch's prophecy that he and I were in very similar situations rather confusing. That we follow the same path.
Well, it might be that we have to go save Arnynn, and we also can figure out what's wrong with Mr. GT at the same time.
The prophecy you received basically said that you were the key to healing him, which you can interpret as your divination in battle with a demonic entity.
Cool.
It's going to be well, sorry, what were you saying?
Well, I kind of have I think I would ask Emery or Alric this question. Like, would it make the most sense because of the fact that he's a human if I cast protection from good and evil, from evil and good on Orpheus before we go?
That's actually a really good idea.
Okay. I would like to do that.
Before you all leave, perhaps, because I cannot tell you too much information, but maybe you can glean some, if you're going to go to hell anyway, maybe you can glean some information from...
Do you need me to pick anything up for you from hell?
Yeah, if you could. No, maybe you can glean some information from your father and his current condition as to who this demonic entity is that you need to, that's trying to use him as a gate. Before you leave, maybe you can go.
Forgive me if I messed this up, Nick. I thought he couldn't communicate with us. Am I wrong on that?
He's been mumbling under his breath that I think Butch or Elric, one of the two of you, I can't remember, heard him when you were inspecting him, or...
The price must be paid.
Yes, yeah.
The price to be paid.
Yeah, you heard that. But I don't know. I'm just saying maybe this, because
Prize of the
all we know is that, all I know, and this is just my assumption based on what I know from our past and everything, that the research that I have done, is it seems like something is trying to use your father's body and soul as some sort of conduit to enter this realm. That's a lot that's not a lot to go off of. So maybe there's something that you can find to kind of narrow your search down a little bit. If you're going there anyway, you might as well at least try to save your father's life. I mean, it's not too much to ask, is it?
How old is he?
I can slap her.
He said, yeah, absolutely, yeah. Is there a way that we can communicate? Do you have any fun trinkets or anything that we could use to communicate while we're in a different plane?
Unfortunately not, no.
All right. Well, I guess I'm going to go talk to my dad, but bring Ulrich and Butch with me.
Gwen should come too.
Okay.
Gwen will.
Well, let's all go.
But fuck you, Orpheus.
Don't leave me with your mother. That's what I need.
Go, except for my mom. But everybody else. Let's.
All right, so the five of
I'll
you.
slap the shit out of your mom.
Orpheus, come with us just because.
So the five of you leave, and you walk in. You walk right down the hall. The next door, or not even the hall. It's the end of the hall. Ends into these two large, ornate double doors that are currently standing open. And you walk in, and you see Harrison laying there in the bed, seemingly asleep, sweat dripping across his face and body, looking like a man in the thralls of a fever.
And just try to listen to him. See if he says anything.
Sit on the side of his bed and just hold his hand while they're.
The two of you, if you are doing that, go ahead and make perception checks.
Can I help in any way, or should I also just be listening?
You can go ahead and roll a perception check as well if that's what you would like to do. Wow, look at that.
Amazing.
Oh boy.
That just happened.
Yeah.
Those natural fart sound effects.
I go in there for one reason, and I can't do it.
Elric and Butch, you just notice very wheezy breath coming from him, very kind of almost gurgly, almost like somebody who has fluid in their lungs, breathing very shallow. Gwen and Rhett, you notice slight bit of mumbling, but nothing you can really make out. You notice again the words. After a minute or so of listening and getting close, you notice the words, the price to be paid. You continue listening and you hear, it started. Rhett's.
Gwen, that thing that you can do with minds.
Yeah, the telepathy.
Are you only able to speak, or can you listen as well?
I can certainly try. I can use. I have ways to detect thoughts. It's not a completely concrete works every time method, but I can absolutely give it a shot. I can also try to speak I can speak into his head, but I can try to detect his thoughts. I'm happy to do that.
Say, try listening first. Then, if you don't pick up anything, maybe talk to him, ask him who the hell he made a deal with.
Can I? So, I don't have detect thoughts where I can cast it more than once a day. So I think my first thing I'm gonna do with Mr. here is I'm just shortening his name every time. But with Harrison here is I'm gonna say what should I ask? Like, what do we want to know from him specifically?
The name of the devil I made a deal with?
I thought it was Levistus. Titty violence us. Levy violence someone else.
Who's trying to turn you into a doorway?
Okay, I'm gonna speak into his head and I'm gonna say, what's trying to get through the doorway? What's trying to get through the gate?
Housekeeping.
Want me fluff your pillow?
So you're asking, you're using your telepathy, speaking into his mind and asking him who's trying to get through the gate?
Yeah, who or what is trying to get through the gate?
And you're using just telepathy, or?
I'm just saying that into his head in hopes that maybe what he's saying out loud might change.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
Before I use detect thoughts, because once I use detect thoughts, I've used it.
Gotcha.
Unless
okay.
I want to sleep on it and try again tomorrow.
I got you now. I'm following what you're saying. So, you ask who's trying to get through the gate. Rhett and Gwen, the two of you are still listening. You hear through his mumbles and incoherent babbling, you hear the word symbol.
Symbol.
Just that?
symbol.
Okay, I'm going to detect thoughts. And I should get, I guess, initial surface thoughts first. And I'm going to use that action to dig deeper. To see, asking the same question if I can get more information on that symbol.
All right, so you use your detect thoughts. You ask the same question. You see in his mind this kind of parsed out section, like thoughts that don't, not non-cohesive thought pattern. You see him and Rhett's mom standing, young versions of them. Comray looking very similar to what she is now. Harrison looking extremely young, probably early 20s. You see them struggling. You see them on the streets, tattered clothing. You see an image flash of mud covering both of them as they huddle on a street corner, shivering in the cold. You see a man approach, the visage of a man, very handsome man. A man you remember from, a man you freed from an ice block. You can tell this isn't the actual man. This is a projection of the man. You see him reaching his hand down, offering his hand in assistance. You see them, both of them, grasping his hand, bringing him up. You start flashing forward to images of the two of them slowly developing their wealth. Life's a little bit better now. Fast forward a little bit more, life's even better. Traveling the country, battling monsters, and you see them fighting owlbears and, other creatures. You see, fast forward a little bit more, you see him standing next to Comray, her belly large with child. Fast forward a little bit longer, and you see her delivering. You see two purple-skinned babies with tiniest little specks of horns, with tails flipping out from underneath the blankets. Fast forward again, you see baby Harriet coming into the world. Continue seeing this pattern, this pathway, up until you can tell recent by the look on his face, very weathered, very aged lines, silver hair, the similar visage, just slightly less emaciated than the one that is laying in front of you. You see an image in the back of his mind of that same handsome, dark-featured man who originally made the deal with them. Again, putting his hand out ethereally towards this man. You see a symbol in his hand as he places it on the chest, almost like a brand into the chest of Harrison. And as he pulls his hand back, you see the same horned head symbol branded into the chest of Harrison.
Do I recognize the symbol?
You Go ahead and make a history check for me to see how well your memory works.
How's an 8 do?
Looks familiar. You're not sure why. Might have something to do with a story one of your party told you.
Does that conclude the vision?
It does.
Or the
You wake.
information I got?
Your vision returns to you, and you find yourself standing again next to the side of the bed.
This has been the Detect Thoughts.
Can I sketch what I saw real quick and show it to the people around me?
Go ahead and make a performance check to see how well you sketch.
Fuck me sideways.
Can I
I
help her?
don't wanna. Can she? Do she?
I'm gonna say
As
no.
I describe it, like a sketch artist?
I'm gonna say no because this is what's in your head. It's gonna be a performance based on your vision.
12. Can I do a rough person?
It's rough, but you get the basic gist of it. You get the basic idea across.
Okay. So I pop out of that detect thoughts vision and I find a piece of paper really quick and I scribble it down and I say, this is a lot. I asked him again in his head what was trying to come through the gate, and it's definitely Levistus related, and Levistus, everything your mom said was accurate, or at least your dad believes it, Rhett. And
Right.
and working with Levistus, this came into play, and then I like hold up the rough sketch I made to the people that are in the room, and I hope somebody that isn't Arnynn recognizes it, because Arnynn's not here.
So what would we roll to see if we can figure it out?
Go ahead and roll me a history check. Anybody who's looking at this symbol. So
Anybody who's looking?
the four of you, Orpheus, Butch, Rhett, and Elric. Jesus.
Yay!
That's another natural 20.
Nice.
Yay, me!
Go, Butch's history.
Wow.
Holy.
I'm just waiting for Orpheus. Oh my god!
Killing it.
The most stacked
Wow.
dice in history.
That just happened. That is
Three
three
22s.
natural 20s. 3 natural 20s.
Wow.
3 22s. You all recognize this symbol as a symbol that Arnynn mentioned when talking about his vision. This is a very similar symbol as the one of the 9 that his patron, I guess, would be the best way to describe her at this point, showed him as the 9 generals of Titivolus.
Oh boy.
Seems like
Wait.
that's coming up sooner than expected.
The devil.
So this is the symbol of
Pit Fiend that we decapitated in the portal.
You're not there, but yes.
Well, they got natural 20s, so
Exactly.
my
Yeah,
knowledge
that's
is
fine.
there with them.
Yes, you would know this more. That's what your assumption was.
My insanity is leaking through the system.
Yeah, that was what your assumption was that the head was the pit fiend that you decapitated at the beginning. I think that was like episode 2 of the
Yeah.
campaign.
If we already dealt with this one,
But you
why is that coming back?
But you decapitated him on the mortal plane, and you would know that devils Devils don't die.
Devils, yeah.
You have to kill them on their native plane. Can we use that head to help locate it? I mean, I assume the general still has it.
a honing head.
A honing head.
A head of honing.
That was a few months ago. That head's probably not very good anymore.
I don't think it has to be
What if I put it in resin and just like forgot to tell you?
And it's back in Castellatri, which is not. That's the complete opposite side of the country of where you're at right now.
Boo.
What if I paid for like overnight shipping from FedEx?
No.
Oh my god.
No.
Like the H in DHL stands for head.
Maybe we have some cool sky pirate friends that could fetch some cargo for us.
Sky piracy was banned like 100 years ago.
So
Maybe some dudes who hijacked a beholder ship.
Well, if there's anything I know about pirates, it's that they follow the rules.
Well, they do when they're privateers, right?
So, with this new vision and new information that was sketched by Gwen, that all of you instantly recognize because you all rolled fucking nat 20s. I don't know how that works, but whatever.
Hey, it's
Magic.
that guy.
I have smart friends.
Yeah. It's this incredibly crude drawing, but you all instantly like, oh, I know what you're going for.
It's like I drew a stick figure, and
Yeah.
they're like, "Oh, that's that guy you saw the other day." And
Yeah.
I'm like, "Exactly."
With this piece of information,
friends.
and like I said, you
Do they have
did
touchscreens.
in your vision, you saw Levistus branding the chest of Harrison with his hand.
Can I look at Harrison's chest?
You absolutely can. So he's wearing these silken button-up pajamas. He's got these big, thick blankets over him.
I am gonna look at Rhett first and say, "Can I look here?
Can I get
On
your
your
dad,
dad?
naked?
Can I
Your
disrobe your father?"
dad.
Just top half.
Just top half. No interest in the bottom. Just the top half.
It's
I
a
heard-
All
rug.
right.
It's
All
elsewhere.
right.
Okay, and then I'm gonna.
So you pull the blankets. You pull the blankets down slightly. You start unbuttoning the shirts. Instantly, you start seeing these like black, jagged lines running up from the chest, almost like you can imagine that maybe tomorrow you wouldn't even have to open the pajamas. They'd be open. They'd be coming up the neck. But as soon as you open up, you do see almost carved into his chest that same symbol, that same horned head across his chest with it, just these black, almost like corrupted veins just inching out from that to the rest of his body.
So why have we? The family's been keeping him alive, right?
Yeah, they've been using magic to sustain him.
Yes.
Do you think that's putting that? Do you think that's delaying what Levistus is trying to do?
I don't know.
It hasn't happened yet, so it seems
How
like
long? How long do humans usually live?
not this long.
No.
Thanks to our new YouTube subscriber.
Thank you,
Hey.
YouTube subscriber.
Thank you.
I wonder. I'm sure you love your father.
Rhett, if you have any words to say to him, now might be it.
I think I'd just ask everybody to leave the room.
And leave the room.
I give I give Rhett a quick hug and then I leave as well. And just say, we're here if you need us.
I'll be outside if you need help.
Or if he
So I think
simply
that's-
walks out. He's too focused on rescuing Arnynn.
He doesn't have time for my shit. But yeah, I just have a few private moments with my dad, and then I am ready to go.
So as you
I don't talk
sit
about it with anybody else.
as you sit there silently with your father, is there anything that you say to him? Or are you just taking a few moments in silence with him?
A few moments in silence. And making sure that I don't hear my mother making her way down.
Go ahead and make a perception check for me.
If we stepped outside and Calmray is trying to come into the room, I want to run interference.
Fantastic.
Fuck me.
It's fine. It's still 12. It doesn't take a lot. You don't hear anything coming. That was basically to hear whether or not your mom was coming. You don't. You sit there.
Is he like conscious that I'm there? Like, does he know that like I'm there?
We're getting there. So, I'm assuming you're standing next to him, sitting next to him at something.
Yeah, sitting. Yeah.
So you're sitting next to the bed. Are you next to the bed or are you on the bed?
On the bed.
So you're sitting on the bed next to him, staring down at him.
Because I don't have a problem with my dad. Like,
Sure.
He's always just wanted me to He just wanted what's best for me and do well, things like that.
Kind of reach over and start redoing the buttons as that Gwen unbuttoned to kind of cover up all of that because it's extremely upsetting and extremely off-putting. Start buttoning them back up. You kind of raise the blankets up again and kind of tuck him back in. As you do that, as you kind of tuck the blankets back in, suddenly his eyes snap open and stare right at you, and you hear this voice that is not your father's state. You stopped me the first time. You will not stop me again. And as he says that, his eyes close again, and his head falls back on the pillow.
At that point, like, I think that I would just like drape myself over him and cry. I think that it's one of those things, like feeling like that, like that's the first time instead of just covering up anything with sarcasm or just letting me feel that feeling of loss because I'm not sure what to do. And I think that, it's just one of those things where I would originally just always think that he would be there to help me through that stuff. I just never took advantage of it before. So I think I'd feel a lot of loss, even though he's still there at that point. I think I put his hand back down, still get him situated. I walk out. I'm not going to share that with my mother, but I will share that with or the servants at this point. But I would share that with the rest of the group.
I give Rhett a gigantic hug. As big of a Gwen hug as she can give.
And then I tell her that I'm just now I would like you to turn into a spider, please.
Yep. I will bamf into a spider, curl up on her shoulder.
My safety spider? Mm-hmm. My security spider.
It's Marcel. Or not Marcel, but that little cute spider. That's what she looks like right now with the gigantic eyes.
Amazing.
As you close the door of your parents' bedroom have this interaction, you now have the spider sitting on your shoulder. What are the rest of you doing? What are all of you doing, save for Arnynn?
Butch is trying to figure out in his head the ethical quandary of him being alive versus him being dead versus where his soul will go versus saving him versus the damage of him remaining alive. There's a lot to think about. And it's not even his call to make. So, grumble, grumble.
Grumble, 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 grumble.
All right. All right, everyone. Here's the plan. First, we go after Arnynn. He said he was in Dis, so that's where we're going to look for him. After we find him, we are then going to deal with that pit fiend once again. Does anybody have any reservations for what we're about to do?
Let's do it.
As a physical confirmation that he's ready to go, Orpheus does his dark blessing, give himself his temporary health for
Fantastic.
battle.
And then I cast my, hold on, let me cast my protection thing.
When Spider is gonna tell Elric, let's fucking go.
We're gonna go fight a pit fiend in hell?
Yes.
Okay.
Pray for no ads.
Are you ready, Butch?
I'm not looking forward to my soul remaining in hell for all eternity, but okay.
Butch, do you still have your shoes?
Yes?
Good, you're going to need those.
Mm-hmm.
Don't forget to take a towel.
Thank you, Towley. Wait a minute, what are you doing here?
Very appropriate for Tally to show up in Ohio tonight.
Yep.
Thanks, Ohio.
Hey, they
20
showed
somewhere.
up. They showed up today.
Yeah, we sure did.
We showed up for both issues, but we're not going to turn this into a political podcast, so
Yeah.
we're not going to.
Yep.
We're,
I don't know
we're
what's
gonna-
going on right now. I'm so high.
Anyway,
I don't know how to share with Chris like what this does because Foundry isn't really letting me like actually.
it's
master
fine.
it.
It's fine. We know you cast it. We'll use our imagination.
Oh.
All right. Everyone, form up. As I pull out the amulet of the plains.
I say, wait.
Avengers assemble.
Do you need me to offer
Oh, you have
guidance,
to.
Elric?
You have to stand next to him. That's why. Here, let me. There you go.
Maybe you could sing one of Harrison's songs for Bardic Inspiration.
Yeah, the range on protection for skills and evil is touch, so you had to be right next to him on the map. That's why it wasn't working.
Is it at all possible we can retcon that I gave him guidance prior to becoming a spider?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Are you using the amulet?
After I am guided and inspired.
Yeah.
I am truly trying to inspire you.
And
Oh,
Rhett pulls out the best Harrison Grundle tractor cover that she can think of.
All the elves I've loved.
And I use
before.
the, I'm like dressed up, like cosplaying.
Yes.
That's how hard I'm going. I'm going like real bard hard on this.
Hard bard. Bard hard.
Yeah, hard.
Bard hard and hard bard are two completely different things.
Oh, I didn't do my long rest. Wait, did we even?
You
do
haven't.
None of us have done our long rest.
The only person who long
don't do that
rested,
here.
yeah, the only person who's long rested was Arnynn.
he's in jail.
They're probably teleporting while I'm still sleeping.
Correct. Yes, this is before you broke out of jail. I don't know why I did this to myself. Now I have to keep a hold of two separate timelines.
It's wibbly wobbly.
The tower moves.
Wibbly wobbly, timey wimey.
You've already established that the tower moves and is difficult to get to.
Yeah. You're the only one that's frozen, Dad. I got it up in like 4 different places, and
Yeah.
Gwen, get over here.
Oh, I'm a spider on Red's
Orpheus
shoulder
is just
at the
asleep.
moment.
He's not frozen.
Could you move your token? Thank
My
you.
dad didn't do
Don't
it.
forget about Elton.
Okay.
He's out there.
I am but adorable Lucas the Spider Gwen.
Lucas the spider one.
Lucas
right.
the Spider Gwen.
All right,
Yeah.
Elric. Where? First off, where are you focusing to?
I think of the first thing that I think of is the Bleeding Heart hideout.
The hideout that you stayed in? Fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and roll your Arcana check.
Arcana.
I think it was a 15 was what your total, what you had to hit.
I believe so. Let's see.
Yes, DC 15 intelligence check. Sorry, intelligence check, not Arcana.
Intelligence check. Okay,
Yes.
That's right. That's right. Okay. So that is with guidance and bardic inspiration.
Inspiration's D8. Oh, okay. Nice.
So you focus and you all grab hands. Elton climbs up. Rhett's got Spider Gwen Spider. Sorry. It's
I want it to be
canonically-
Spider Gwen so bad.
canonically different. It is
Legally distinct.
legally distinct. On
Spider
one
coming
shoulder.
Arachnoid Gwen.
Yeah.
Iraq Gwen.
Iraq Gwen. No, that sounds like no. We're not doing Iraq.
yeah.
We're not
Ra-
doing Iraq Gwen. That's a different
I like
thing.
Rachnoid Gwen. Rachnoid
Yeah.
Gwen.
Anyway.
I'm into that.
Spider, Arachnoid Gwen on one shoulder, Elton curls up on the other. The rest of you grasp hands as Elric, you invoke the magic in this pendant. All of you, seeming as how this has never worked in all of the times you have used it, it has never worked the way you wanted it to.
Mm-hmm.
You all kind of like clench tight, but knowing that this is your only way, you still have faith in Elric. Your vision, all of your visions start wobbling. You feel yourself being pulled out of space and time. You find yourself flying through this dark void of nothingness with this like kind of guiding light around you, very similar to when they walk through the Stargate, you know, and you got the two little shimmers of light following around you. Time slips. You feel like, is it 10 seconds? Is it 10 hours? You're not sure. Suddenly you feel like being in a car that suddenly stops, the momentum continuing to drive you forward, but first thing that hits you is the heat the extreme heat. And you find yourself standing in a familiar yet different place. You find yourself in the hideout that you spent a few days in, but it's barren. No one there. No door behind you to the prison. You walk up and down the hallways to the different storage rooms that were set up as bunkhouses and a makeshift tavern. You do see empty bottles strewn about. You see crates and barrels, not crate and barrel, but crates and barrels.
Well, that's too bad.
Tilted
there might be
over.
Some really good stuff there.
You see empty bunks, some of which have fallen over, mattresses on the floor.
That's not sanitary.
You've made it back. It seems deserted, but you've made it back. And I believe that is where we'll go ahead and call it for the night. A little early, but we're about to get into some serious shit. And if we keep going, it's not going to be 11:30 when we call it. So
tune in next time when we get into some serious shit.
exactly. So, congratulations. You have all made it back to Dis yet again.
Hashtag back in hell.
hell.
Arnynn,
Oh my god, this is what Meatloaf was talking about. That's why there's a Bat Out of Hell 1 and 2.
That's right.
You guys, we figured it out.
Exactly.
We did it.
So,
We did it.
you all have made it there. You have no idea where Arnynn is. You know he's potentially, maybe in Dis. You don't know for sure. He said he thought he was in Dis. So you kind of rushed off assuming that he knew where he was.
Oh god damn it.
Arnynn,
Not, I will burn the building down.
Arnynn, you have a vague idea of where you are.
I'm in the
In-
tower that's never in the same place.
You're in a tower that's consistently moving that you've never been able to lock down where it is. At least that's what you think. So,
It's like that attack in the Holy Grail.
yeah.
You guys.
Yep.
So, thank you all for joining us. Thank you all for sticking with us. Thank you to our new YouTube subscriber. Thank you to Kalian Plays for chatting in chat today. Was it you who was a new YouTube subscriber? Let us know. Otherwise, if not, you should be. Hey. Anyway, join us next
Why not?
week.
Just go ahead and click it. Click it now.
Exactly.
Wait.
Join
The bell while you're at it.
the rest.
Smash it, you might say.
Exactly. Join the rest of the group next week for Sam's second honey heist that she's running. And then in 2 weeks when I'm back, join us for the continuation of this story.
The
Now-
continuation of my brother trying to marry, fuck, kill, hat trick my characters.
The full Dungeons and Dragons experience.
Exactly. So,
Just a proxy for Marlot family therapy.
Brings me so much joy.
thank you all very much. And we will see you. Well, they will see you next week.
Where hopefully those bears will find the honey they're looking for. Or will they?
Was it Mariah Carey the whole time?
It was.
Find out next.
Like, subscribe, share with your friends, rate us on podcasts, all that fun stuff. And we will see you next week. Have a fantastic evening.